This is Audible.
Recorded Books presents Those Empty Eyes by Charlie Donlea. Narrated by Vivian Laney. McIntosh, Virginia, January 15th, 2013. Sin was a mystery. Some believe their sins went unnoticed and could be committed without consequence. Others repented in the conviction that an omnipotent God witnessed all discretions and forgave unconditionally. The shooter, dressed in boots and a long sweeping trench coat, believed something else, that the most egregious sins should always be noticed and never forgiven, and that those who commit them should be punished. The shooter climbed the stairs silently while the family slept. At the top of the staircase, the figure approached the bedroom and used the barrel of the shotgun to push open the door of the master suite. The hinges creaked and disrupted the otherwise quiet home. The door came to a rest with just enough space to pass through the door frame. The shooter slipped inside and walked to the foot of the bed. The soft breathing of the woman could be heard between animalistic snores from the man lying next to her. The shooter lifted the shotgun and secured it, tight to the shoulder, right cheek against the cold metal, so that the barrel pointed at the snoring man. A finger settled over the trigger, paused momentarily, and then twitched, unleashing a deafening blast. The sleeping man's flesh exploded as buckshot tore into his chest. Disoriented, his wife sat up quickly. In her confusion, she never saw the shooter standing at the foot of the bed or the barrel of the shotgun rotating toward her. A second blast sent the woman's torso ricocheting off the headboard. Reaching into the pocket of the trench coat, the shooter removed 3 photos and dropped them onto the bed. As the ringing of the gunshots dissipated, floorboards creaked outside the bedroom. Quickly, the shooter cracked the barrel of the shotgun open, allowing the spent shells to sail into the air. With hands protected by latex gloves, the shooter retrieved 2 live shells from the second trenchcoat pocket, inserted them into the smoking chamber, and snapped the barrel closed before aiming toward the bedroom door. An eternity passed, until the hinges whined again as the door opened fully to reveal a young boy standing in the doorframe. Raymond Quinlan was 13 years old, a troubling age for the shooter, old enough to be a viable witness, but young enough to make the next decision challenging. As Raymond struggled to understand the scene before him, the shooter allowed no time for the boy to orientate himself. The barrel of the shotgun was trained at the boy's chest, and a third deafening blast filled the home. As the concussion ricocheted off the bedroom walls, melancholy began to settle in, but was quickly brushed aside. There would be time for despondence when the mission was over. A job that moments earlier had been complete was now only 3/4 finished. The shooter walked quickly from the bedroom. Raymond lay in the hallway, an expanding pool of blood seeping across the hardwood. A quick glance back into the bedroom allowed the spent shells to stand out against the carpet where they'd landed, but they were not a worry, nor was the gun itself. In fact, the plan had been to lay the weapon at the foot of the bed when the night was over. But Raymond had spoiled everything. Stepping over his body, the shooter hurried down the hall to the far bedroom. There was another family member in the house that now demanded attention. Reaching the end of the hallway, the shooter used the barrel of the shotgun to push open the bedroom door. This time, however, the door did not budge. It was latched shut. Twisting the handle and finding the door locked, the shooter lifted a knee and aimed a boot heel at the doorknob. The wood splintered, but did not give. A second effort burst the door open and sprung the top hinge from the frame so that the door hung crooked from the jamb. Entering the room, the shooter saw that the bed was empty, but the covers were tousled. Placing a palm to the sheets, the bed was warm from where someone had been sleeping just moments earlier.